around here at Namm 2020, and we're checking out the brand new Luna DAW from Universal Audio. And it's basically their own DAW integrated with their hardware and plugins. It's really cool. Let's see what it's all about. Stay tuned.
Universal Audio's Luna transforms your analog hardware into an inspiring and fully integrated recording system. We're really excited for all that's in store in the future, and on behalf of Universal Audio, I thank you for joining us, and light speed, my friends. Appreciate you guys joining us today.
Luna transforms your Apollo recording interface into the most inspired and fully integrated multi-track recording system available today. Through Luna extensions, we can add new features like built-in summing or integrated multi-track tape emulation.
Okay.
We will be launching with the Neve 1272 summing bus module to recreate the sound of an 80 series Neve, and as well as the Studer A800 tape machine to recreate the sound of the classic and most revered tape machine on the market. We'll also be coming out with Luna instruments that integrate directly with Luna, created by the geniuses at Universal Audio to sound more real than real. Luna extensions and Luna instruments will be paid add-ons, just so you guys know. Luna is launching in spring of 2020 and will be absolutely free for all Apollo users, past, present, and future.
There you go.
Yes.
Does it affect DSP?
What's that?
Does it affect the DSP? Like, is it going to be running off of your DSP on your Apollo?
Luna will be running both DSP and natively. Certain parts run better on DSP, certain parts run better off the CPU. So, like the mixing engine itself runs better off of a CPU. Yeah. Whereas the plug-in, like a plug-in processing happens on a DSP. So it runs better that way.
So like something whatever that the need that it comes with, like is it like does that take on the DSP as well? Or?
That's on the CPU side. That's on the native side. Okay. And that's a part of the summing process.
Yeah. It doesn't limit you to how much you put on there, right? Because obviously the Apollo, so like my DSP only have that.
Luna will have unlimited tracks right out of the box. Like I said, the paid upgrades are the extensions and instruments. So,
are you guys aiming for more of a creative type or more advanced user? Just curious about editing features mostly.
I'm sorry?
Curious about the editing features mostly.
I mean, you have your, basic editing features of any DAW, and more will be added as time goes on. Version 1.0, will have its feature set, and more will be added. So
for now, it's not more of a direct competition with Pro Tools.
I hope you enjoyed yourself aboard the project.
We do a lot of things better than Pro Tools.
You sure to get a souvenir photograph as you disappoint.
That actually relates a little to my question. I was going to say, what do you think your main demographic is? Are you trying to aim for like the home studio guys? Are you trying to like convert people from other DAWs over?
Well, we just, we saw a problem in the market. Oh, also, anyone who wants to move on and get a picture with our lovely Luna here, feel free. Or you can go around the corner for a hands-on experience with Luna yourself. I can do. We can do a hands-on spin with the girl. No.
He said no. I can't do that. He said hands on.
Misinterpretation. Careful of your wording.
Our demographics are Apollo users, really. You know,
Yeah.
Apollo users span the market of the most advanced professionals down to, you know, everyday, you know, beginners. You know, we're offering a fully featured recording system here. You know, fully mixing, editing, tracking is all there. You know, and we just want people to try it. So there was a big hole in the market left after, you know, previous recording systems were no longer viable. That integrated both the interface with the software directly, and just through over the last, you know, many years, everyone sees a hole. And if you think back, like cool, like people going between the console app and their DAW, that can be kind of annoying. So we made a way to integrate the two. So.
Will this all work with oh, sorry. You want to go first?
Go ahead. No, I feel like just Avid is the only competitor in that space, and it's great that there's competition. Looking forward to what's going to happen.
My question was like external control surface integration. You're doing like supporting Yukon or Mackie control or anything like that?
It is not launching with that.
Okay. Yeah. Is that something you're looking to maybe do in the future?
We don't comment on future
that's
plans.
fine. Yeah.
So we don't comment on future development.
Yeah. No problem. Thanks, man. Thanks for showing us. Thank you.
MIDI right there, and go ahead and click on that mid one, .mid, so open. Okay, and now we're gonna create. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. So once it opens, what we're gonna do is on the two MIDI channels that we have, one of them we'll put Revel, which is our piano extension that we have, and one of them we'll put Mini Moog. After that, we'll check out the tape, the different type of tape that we have across, and need summing, and we'll kind of create the track from there.
All right.
So when you click right there on piano, you see it get in the focus view, so that's there. So go ahead and click on the plus button under instrument. That's how we're going to add an instrument to that channel, and go ahead and put Revel there. So give it a second, it's going to load. Load again. Alright, hit the X in the top left hand corner. There you go. And now we're going to add the Mini Moog to that, guys. So click there, and Moog, just click on Mini Moog. Okay, now move that off to the right a little bit so we can check out some of the presets. So go click preset. So you'll see all of them load up over here, where today we're going to use Luna's demo. Okay, go ahead and exit out of that. Now go and hit Command equals, so we'll bring up the mix view. So we'll bring up
I know that shortcut.
There you go. You'll notice a lot of them are the same. Go ahead and hold Option and keep holding it, and then click the plus underneath tape. And so we have the Oxide and we have the Studer. Today we're going to do the Studer. Oh, you had to hold Option the whole time. So hold Option and then click that. Oh, I'm sorry.
So how did you do that? How did you get it on every track?
Clicked in here, so I'll hit Command Z to get myself back.
Yeah.
So you have to hit Option, click tape, then click that.
I see.
And then let go of Option.
Okay.
So now that's on all of these. If you don't click Option, as you saw just a second ago, it just happens on a single track basis. And then if you double click here, that's global controls for all of these. I'll bring that back in just a moment, and I'll let you take the wheel one more time.
Okay.
Alright, so what we're gonna
Can you have separate control for each track, or are they always linked controls?
They're linked, but if you scroll down, those are the separate controls you have. So you have saturation for each, and you have high shelf, low shelf, and I think bias on each of the channels. Now, if you want more control, you can always use the Universal Audio plugin in an insert, but obviously at that level you're taking up more processing power, but if you want that control, you can totally do that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to create the summing bus for just the drums for today, for right now. So click right there, and then hold shift and click perk snare. And then you're going to hold shift, command, and B, So what that's going to do is when you type in drums and hit create. So the reason we did it that way is so that all of these outputs automatically are going to be set to send to the drums. Now to activate the summing mechanism for that, scroll back up to the top here. And on this channel, you want to hit the plus button underneath the console, hit Neve summing. Notice everything changed, so all the tonal characteristics are going to be that of a Neve 80 series console. And you have your headroom knob there, trim knob there, and your high and low resistance.
And we can tell because the faders change?
Yeah, absolutely. So pan law on all those are different now. The actual faders, it's the same concept as kind of, I guess you could say, almost putting like a Neve across all of them, but it's specific to just the aspects of summing through the console itself and not going through preamps. All right, so now what we're gonna do is gonna create a reverb. So hit Command Shift N. Command, not up. So that's creating a new track, but we want a bus because we want to do a reverb. So go to bus, name it verb or reverb or whatever it's hit OK. Alright, so that's there. So we're gonna go to sample real quick over here. Go over here and scroll down until you see the send. Right there, so go ahead and plus sign. You see everything that you have as possibilities here. We want to do reverb for today, the one you just created. Put that guy up to about 12 o'clock. So we have to send a signal over to the verb. So go to inserts underneath that bus right there. You're gonna type in 480L, just as a quick way of pulling up that plugin, the lexicon. 480L. 80, not 8. Go ahead and click that, open that up, and hit the X to X out of that. We're going to do a little bit of parallel drum compression on the drums, so go ahead and insert, just like we did before, but type in DIST for the stressor. And go ahead and open up the empirical live stressor.
So the ones that are appearing right now, these are just the DSP ones.
Those are the DSP ones. Anything in your inserts or unison, we don't have any unison right now because we're not tracking anything, but all of that's going to run off of here.
So, sorry to interrupt. If I wanted to add like a VST plugin, can you do that as well, or is
you
it
can only add AU at this moment in time?
Okay. Is that something you're maybe thinking about doing later, or?
We're going to be doing updates forever basically on this, so at some point it's definitely a possibility, but currently as of the release for spring, we don't have anything to run here basically. Put that at 12 o'clock if you don't mind, and just hit the X out of that. Alright, and scroll over to the right. This is our master right here, so we want to go ahead and inserts. Now we're going to throw an SSL G-comp on there. So you just need to type in SSL or just COMP. And click on the G-comp. And X out of that. So I'll do now, if you guys want to take a listen, I'll set you up so that you can kind of A-B pretty easily. So I'm going to click here, double click here for global controls. So there's your power for the tape machine. Your noise is down here at the bottom if you guys want to turn that off or not, it's up to you. And over here for the Neve summing bus, if you want, you can just go to none since we haven't changed anything. None or on. And if you want to solo that out, you can just hit solo. It'll solo everything being sent to that bus. And you don't have to do this, but it's convenient for mixing, for if you guys end up using this. Hit spill. It'll only show you anything being sent to that bus.
Oh, that's handy.
Just kind of close things up, make things easier for mixing. So I'll go ahead and give you guys headphones. Oh, you already got them. I'll give you headphones. Go and check it out.
Thank you.
Alright, so the AB, you guys kind of get a good vibe for it. If you want to check out the different tapes, go over there. And spacebar will get
A little more bottom end, a little more punchy. It's a bit hard to tell just on headphones only. You probably notice a lot more on studio monitors.
Notice, but there's a bit of a nice bump with the tape.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
So that's the first look at the Lunar DAW from Universal Audio, which seems pretty cool. I mean, like, there are not too many companies that right now have like the balls to actually make a their own DAW. I think kind of what they seem to be pushing is the summing aspect. You know, a lot of the sound from older consoles and stuff was really the summing, was really like actually like, you know, what summing is, if you don't really know, is basically like when you track through a console, you know, every channel kind of like nothing is really like in phase and completely linear like as it is perfect inside of a DAW. A little bit of phasing going on, a little bit of coloration going on. Nothing is really like perfect. When you add one track on top of another track and you sum it together, it's not perfect. You get like little harmonics and build up of information and stuff like that, and sometimes that is good. You know, sometimes it can be, sometimes not perfect is good. That's kind of the sound of these old boards and stuff like that. So to be able to build that into a DAW is like really clever, and to have it like, you know, based off their plugins and even like DSP processing. I'm not entirely sure actually if the summing aspect is going to be DSP process. It sounds like it might actually be CPU process anyway, but they're very clever with their plugins and how they implement stuff, you know, in terms of like the integration with their hardware. So they have the DSP processing in their hardware. You can add an insert just like in console, or bringing in their own plugins normally in your regular DAW. But I guess the main aspect that's different is the summing aspect, and you know, just sort of you know, the way they program their software to be like very true to a source. You know, as you saw in the video, they just click like a little button, and all of a sudden it sounds like a specific console without using something like Waves NLS, which by the way is very expensive, and you have to manually add every single plugin on every single track, including the master out and route them all. And it takes a really long time. When you have a client here in the studio, you really, to be honest, I have the plugin, the Waves plugin, and I don't use it because it just takes so freaking long to set up. Time is money, you know, and I mean, summing is like it's like people like to use the word glue as a little bit of glue. And sometimes, you know, maybe you just need to mix a song a little more, you know, add a bit of compression, bit of mastering to the entire track, you know. But it's definitely beneficial. It's definitely cool, you know, having it perfect, you know, ones and zeros like normal digital. Perfect isn't accurate in terms of like emulating a console or the sound that people are used to hearing, getting those extra harmonics, stuff like that. So I think the actual adding of the summing is maybe their best feature. They not featured in the video there was when I went into another room and I actually played some of the keyboards. So they have their own virtual instruments running inside of the Luna DAW. So they had like a really nice piano sound that I played. They had like a bit of a Moog sound that I played, which is sort of like it sounded more like a sub-bassy sort of sound anyway. Not so much what I would call typical Moog, but that was just one patch. I mean, there's probably a whole bunch of patches, you know. So oh, sorry. I'm a little bit tired, a little bit croaky because I've been out at the Pro Audio pool party as part of Namm, which is cool. It's good for networking. Met a lot of cool guys. There was mermaids swimming in the pool and all sorts of stuff. It was actually a pretty cool party. I didn't film anything there because I didn't want to make anyone uncomfortable or anything like that. And it was supposedly, I didn't know it was, I thought it was part of Namm. Apparently it's a private party, but you know, you meet people at these things and you can get into places that it might be private otherwise. So yeah, that was cool. Let's go to a Pro Audio pool party. Free drinks, by the way. So it's maybe I had a little too much, but I still came back to the studio just to film this. So we have a nice backdrop rather than my apartment. And just to tell you about the Luna DAW. So it looks promising. I don't know, like I said in the video, are they trying to compete with Pro Tools? I don't even think they know, to be honest. They just say they want people to try it. They want people to give it a go. They're trying to aim towards the people that use their hardware, which includes a lot of guys, including me. Like, I mean, you know, I'm going to have, right now here in the Hollywood studio, which is actually a new studio compared to my one back in Australia. This is a brand new studio here in Hollywood. It's going to be another couple of rooms over here to the side. But right now, this main room here that I'm using at the moment is just using the Apollo Twin, which is sitting on the desk right over here. Can we even see that in the picture? Anyway, sitting here on the desk, there's the Apollo Twin, and down the floor there is like a 8-channel ADAC converter, and that's giving me an extra 8 inputs in, so we have 10 inputs in total. But even if guys aren't using the Twin, they got the X4 now, that's got more inputs. You know, they've got the other Apollo ranges, which has like another 8, and I think they even have a 16-channel version as well. So there are Pro Audio guys with actual studios that are using their hardware. But let's be honest, you know, our guys that are using Pro Tools for 30, 40 years, are they really going to convert over to another DAW? I mean, it's pretty hard to get people to convert over to their DAWs. So I kind of think that they're mainly aiming for the home studio market, even though they say it's for universal audio users. I mean, like, to be honest, like the guys that are going to use this are either going to be the new guys or guys that are just a bit more, you know, into getting the new thing or whatever the best new thing is. So you know, it seems very new right now. I would like to see what it's like in a few years from now, see how it develops. Universal Audio have always been really good and like kind of cutting edge in terms of their plugins, you know. So the fact that they're sort of integrating their plugins into a console, making their own console, you know, that's like how Studio One started, by the way. Persona Studio One, you know, they started making their own hardware, and I thought, wouldn't it be cool if we could sell our own DAW with the hardware? And now Universal Audio doing the same thing, but having the DSP processing and having some extra clever ideas on top of that in terms of summing and stuff like that. Yeah, that could be really cool if they actually go ahead and make their own DAW, which they've already done. So it's coming out, as he said, in summer of 2020. So right now we're in winter and it's freezing. And it was cold at the pool party. Who has a pool party in winter? Well, Namm's in winter, unfortunately. So I had to wear a beanie eventually, and I was getting cold. So you got no hair, you're gonna get cold. So it was cold. It's winter. It's not coming out until summer. So it's a little bit of a wait, but you know, it's free, guys. I don't know if you heard him say that in the video. It is free for people that have Universal Audio. What else can you get in life for free? So you might as well check it out if you have a Universal Audio interface and see if you like it. That's all I'm saying. So my thoughts on it, it's a little, it's in its early stages right now. Probably not going to replace your main DAW, maybe, unless you're first just starting out. You don't need all the features. But here, if you look at my desk here, I've got the control surface over here as Avid Artist Mix. And over here on the other side, if we can see that, is another Avid Artist Mix, you know, and apparently I can't use any of them with their software yet. So the Luna DAW does not use any external control surfaces, not Yukon, not Mackie Control, nothing yet when it first comes out. However, he would not comment if they would implement that later. I guess he's not allowed to. I guess they probably will, but who the hell knows? I mean, if they want to stay competitive, I think they would. But when it first comes out, it would not be supporting external control surfaces. So personally, I won't be using it straight away, but I will be checking it out, and I will, if like other guys that are using the Apollo and have a smaller studio that don't have a control surface, definitely I would recommend it. I would probably recommend it to anyone who doesn't have a control surface and wants to take a bit of extra processing power away from their computer and use some of the DSP plugins, and also have like no latency tracking and stuff like that, which is the main purpose of the Apollo range. Is you can put like reverb compressors and stuff, and even auto tune on your vocal when you're tracking, and not hear any delay, any latency, which is kind of like the whole point of DSP processing in the first place. So yeah, I mean, and to be honest, even their virtual instruments, which is really cool. I never heard any virtual instruments from Universal Audio. It's the first time they ever did that. The piano sounded nice, their Moog thing sounded nice. You know, it's cool they're getting into the virtual instrument realm, and I should have asked the guy if it was DSP or not. I believe it's not at this stage DSP, but you know, we will see. But I'm under the impression it's not. But who cares? I mean, like, the thing is free, so might as well just try it out, like the guy said. So yeah, anyway, stay tuned. I'm going to be at Namm for the next few days. Going to check out some more products. So stay subscribed to Current Sound and check out the new videos coming. And yes, they let me into Namm, so it's exciting. So we're going to see some more cool stuff. Thanks, guys. Bye.